A 1-minute daily stretch can become a gentle reset button for an older spine, especially when it is done with the right movements and the right expectations and is connected to strength later on. You have been told your whole life that if your back hurts, you need a big routine, 30 minutes of exercise, a long walk, maybe even a full yoga class. But what if that advice is incomplete? And for a stiff, tired spine after 50, just one focused minute of gentle stretching, done the right way, could do more for your daily comfort than another hour of pushing through it. Most people over 50 think, if I cannot commit to a full workout, there is no point in doing anything. Today, as Dr. Robert Ellis, after more than 20 years working in geriatric medicine in the United States, the message is simple. Your back does not need perfection. It needs small, consistent signals, and a 1-minute stretch may be the easiest place to start. You have been told that pain is just aging, and that a stiff back is a life sentence after 60. But what if that belief is not only discouraging? What if it keeps you from trying the tiny, realistic habits that could actually help your spine move more freely again? Before you decide this is too simple to work, let's look at what the science says. A review of flexibility training in older adults found that regular stretching over just 8 weeks improved range of motion, mobility, and even functional power. The ability to stand up, move, and react more confidently. Another study on supervised flexibility training in older women showed that focused stretching increased spinal and hip range of motion significantly, helping them move more easily in daily life. And research on exercise and low back pain in older adults has long noted that flexibility exercises can improve how soft tissues and joints move, which helps prevent strain and injury later on. This does not mean stretching cures everything, but it does mean that even short, regular flexibility work can make a real difference in how your back feels and how your body moves, especially when combined over time with strength training. The enemy here is not your age, and it is not your spine. The real enemy is the all-or-nothing mindset that tells older adults, if you cannot do a full workout, you might as well do nothing. Fitness culture has sold you the idea that only long sessions and intense routines count. It promotes 45-minute classes, complicated flows, and tough gym schedules, built mostly for younger bodies with more time and fewer aches. This belief benefits the fitness industry, not necessarily your body after 50. It keeps many older adults frozen between guilt and avoidance, feeling bad for not doing enough, then doing nothing at all, while stiffness quietly gets worse each year. Today's video is not about joining that world. It is about stepping out of it entirely and giving your spine something friendly, realistic, and repeatable. 1 minute of gentle, targeted stretching you can do at home, in your regular clothes, even on a busy or painful day. Behind much of the back pain older adults feel is a quiet condition that rarely gets named in everyday conversations. This condition is called sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle mass and strength that happens with aging. Sarcopenia does not start with dramatic pain. It starts with stiffness, slower movements, needing your hands to push off the chair, feeling like your back and hips are rusty when you first stand up. Older adults with sarcopenia are more likely to have chronic low back pain, more disability, and a lower quality of life. The combination of weaker muscles and tighter, soft tissues makes every step, twist and bend a little riskier, setting the stage for more pain and less independence. So when your back feels stiff every morning, it is not just old bones. It is often a mix of tight muscles, reduced flexibility, and age-related muscle loss, all of which can be improved at least partly by gentle, consistent movement, starting with simple stretching. Across geriatric clinics, rehabilitation centers, and major medical organizations, there is growing agreement on one key idea. Older adults need a mix of strength, balance, and flexibility, not just rest or walking. Guides from large health systems recommend daily or near-daily stretching routines to help maintain joint mobility, relieve lower back pain, and support better posture. Orthopedic and rehabilitation specialists are not asking their older patients to become athletes. They are recommending small, achievable habits, like brief, gentle stretches, because they see how these habits make it easier for patients to walk, stand, and care for themselves after surgery, injuries, or long periods of inactivity. In other words, stretching is not alternative medicine. It is part of mainstream, evidence-informed care for aging bodies, especially when used as a bridge toward more complete programs that also build strength. Now, let's build your 1-minute frame. 3 simple stretches, about 20 seconds each. They are designed to move from basic comfort to daily function, to tall, confident posture. Each stretch may look small, but together they create a daily message to your spine. I still plan to move. Number 3, pelvic tilt, breathing, circulation, and wake up. It sounds almost too simple, gently tilting your pelvis while lying or sitting and breathing slowly. Many people think that cannot be real exercise, but for a stiff lower back, it is often the perfect first signal of the day. What happens in your body? A pelvic tilt helps your lower spine and the muscles around it move in a small, safe range. It increases blood flow, warms up the joints, and reminds your deep stabilizing muscles to turn on after a night of stillness. Why it matters? If you go from bed to standing with a cold, unmoving spine, the first steps can feel like walking on a locked hinge. Over time, that stiffness increases your risk of sudden twinges, missteps, and even falls because your body is not ready to move. How to do it? About 20 seconds. Lie on your back with your knees bent and your feet flat on the bed or floor. Gently tighten your belly, press your lower back toward the surface, and breathe out. Then relax, letting your back return to neutral as you breathe in. Move slowly, as if you are rocking your pelvis, not forcing your spine. For about 20 seconds, simply repeat this flow. Tilt and breathe out. Relax and breathe in. Even this tiny movement can make the first steps of your day feel less stiff and more stable. Number 2, seated forward. Reach, function, bending safely. The next stretch looks like a simple reach toward your knees while sitting. It is not about touching your toes. It is about teaching your hips and lower back to bend in a controlled, gentle way. What happens in your body? A seated forward reach stretches the muscles along your back and the back of your hips. It encourages your pelvis to tilt forward instead of forcing all the movement into the lower spine alone. Why it matters? When your back and hips are tight, everyday tasks like putting on socks, lifting a grocery bag, or picking up something from the floor become risky. You end up rounding your spine suddenly without support, which is a common trigger for sharp pain in older adults. How to do it? About 20 seconds. Sit on a sturdy chair with your feet flat on the floor, about hip width apart. Place your hands on your thighs. Slowly slide your hands down toward your knees or shins while gently leaning forward, keeping your chest open and your head relaxed. Only go as far as feels like a mild stretch, not pain. Hold that position for a few slow breaths, then slowly roll back up. In just 20 seconds, you remind your body how to bend safely, which directly supports dressing, cleaning, cooking, and other daily movements. Number 1. Standing wall reach, independence and posture. The final stretch in this 1-minute frame is a standing wall reach. It looks like you are simply reaching your arms up against a wall, but it trains something much deeper: the connection between your posture, your balance, and your ability to stay upright and independent. What happens in your body? A wall reach encourages your spine to lengthen and your chest to open. It gently stretches the front of your body, which often becomes tight from years of sitting and looking down. It also engages the muscles that help keep you from collapsing forward. Why it matters? Poor posture is not just a cosmetic issue. A forward-bent posture changes your center of gravity, makes walking less stable, and increases your risk of falls and breathing difficulties. How to do it? About 20 seconds. Stand facing a wall, about 1 foot away, with your feet hip-width apart. Place your fingertips on the wall, at shoulder height. Slowly walk your fingers upward as far as is comfortable, feeling a gentle stretch along your sides and upper back. As you reach, imagine the top of your head lifting toward the ceiling. Take slow, deep breaths, then gently walk your fingers back down. In just 20 seconds, you are reminding your body how to stand tall, a key part of moving with confidence and preventing falls. Notice how these 3 stretches progress. The pelvic tilt wakes up circulation and movement in your lower back. The seated forward reach connects that movement to bending for daily tasks. The standing wall reach ties everything into posture and balance, which are directly linked to your independence and safety. Flexibility and functional movement are closely tied to how well older adults perform daily activities. At the same time, pain and stiffness can quietly erode quality of life and independence if nothing is done. This is why the 1-minute stretch frame is more than a feel-good trick. It is a small daily act against the quiet decline that steals comfort, confidence, and freedom from older adults. And remember, stretching is the starting point, not the final destination. As your body gets used to these movements, we will gently add strength, so your back feels not only looser, but truly more capable. This isn't about exercise. It's about being able to do the simple things that let you live on your own terms, without help. When you spend 1 minute a day stretching your back, you are not training for a race. You are training to get out of bed without gripping the nightstand, to put on your socks without holding your breath, to stand at the counter long enough to cook a meal you enjoy. You are training to walk across the parking lot without worrying that your back will seize up halfway. You are training to reach a shelf, hug a grandchild, get in and out of the car. All the quiet actions that add up to feeling like yourself. This 1-minute stretch frame is a way of telling your body every day, I still plan to get up on my own. I still plan to move through my home with confidence. I still plan to take care of myself. You do not have to perfect all 3 stretches today. You do not have to remember every detail. Start with just 1. Maybe tomorrow morning, you try the pelvic tilt in bed for 20 seconds before you stand up. Maybe in the afternoon, you add the seated forward reach while you sit at the edge of a chair. Maybe by the end of the week, you feel ready to try the wall reach for a few breaths. Your future self, the one who stands up with less stiffness, who walks a little easier, who trusts their own body a little more, will thank you for these tiny choices. Age will always bring changes, but it does not have to take your comfort or your independence as quickly as many people fear. This is Dr. Robert Ellis. If this 1-minute stretch idea made sense to you, consider liking this video and subscribing so more people over 50 can find simple, realistic ways to ease back pain. In the next videos, we will build gently from stretching into safe strength exercises, so your back does not just feel looser, but truly stronger. You are not too old. You are not too stiff. You are simply ready to move differently, 1 minute at a time.